And this is Outnumbered. I'm Harris Faulkner. Here today, Sandra Smith, Andrea Tinteros, commentator and national spokeswoman for the LIBRE Initiative, Rachel Campos-Duffy, and today's #OneLuckyGuy, political editor of townhall.com and Fox News contributor, the guy himself, Guy Benson. And you are outnumbered. Glad to have you today.
Merry Christmas.
Always.
It's December now.
Yes, absolutely.
Good to be here.
You can say that anytime.
Really?
It's just appropriate.
Like July?
This is your safe space, Guy Benson.
Always.
Merry Christmas.
All right.
Good to have you here.
There's a lot to get to, so we'll roll on here. Here we go. President Obama again defending his strategy to fight the Islamic State terror army at a news conference in Paris. It's where he just attended that global summit on climate change. The president says he is confident the plan to defeat the terrorists is right on track, admitting, though, it could take some time. He said he believes Russia will ultimately recognize that ISIS poses a bigger threat to them than the rebel groups fighting Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Of course, that's Russia's longtime ally. Watch.
It's going to continue to be a serious threat for some time to come. But I'm confident that we are on the winning side of this, and that ultimately Russia is going to recognize the threat that ISIL poses to its country, to its people, is the most significant, and that they need to align themselves with those of us who are fighting ISIL.
So this question, what about Russia's President Putin seeing eye to eye with the U.S.-led coalition? President Obama said that is not likely going to happen quickly.
I don't expect that you're going to see a 180 turn on their strategy over the next several weeks. They have invested for years now in keeping Assad in power. Their presence there is predicated on propping him up. And so that's going to take some time for them to change how they think about the issue.
Guy Benson, I'll come to you first for your thoughts.
Yeah, well, he's right about that. The Russians have been propping up Assad and helping Iran for many years. And so I think the question is, can they be trusted at some point to join an anti-ISIS coalition? Remember, it was just a few weeks ago that they began bombing sorties over Syria, and they claimed that they were targeting ISIS, and then our intelligence community said, actually, no, they're targeting more moderate rebels that the U.S. support in helping Assad. So they're not a reliable partner in a lot of ways. They have shown that they cannot be trusted. The question is, will they eventually decide that it's in their interests to really help deliver a decisive blow against ISIS?
Well, and what's interesting, too, about what the president said, Andrea, is, you know, looking at Russia, will they then make the decision to shoot primarily ISIS targets outside of what they have been shooting? Which I would have followed up, well, Mr. President, can you say on the record exactly what they've been shooting down? Because we're hearing American-backed rebels. Can you be specific?
Yeah, I'm not sure that President Obama has a realistic grip of what's happening overseas. He talks about Russia joining a coalition. In case he missed the memo, Russia has joined up with France. I'm not sure what coalition we're part of. He talks about a 60-nation coalition. The coalition that's most effective is the one that the Russians and the French have teamed up against ISIS. Now, I know people say that Vladimir Putin has no interest in ISIS, but jihadists have terrorized Russia. He understands the threat, and he sees himself as a protector of the Orthodox Church. But what's his priority? Shoring up Assad. The Syrians and the Russians have been longtime allies. And the reason he bombed the rebels, or he bombed the anti-Assad forces first, is because proximity-wise, they were the closest to Assad. They were right outside of Damascus. ISIS was all the way to the east of the country. He will get to ISIS. It's not that it's a priority for him. It's just maybe number 2 on the list. But President Obama is the one out of this. The Russians already know exactly what they're doing.
So the president, though, talking a little bit about leadership. Let's watch.
This is part of American leadership, by the way. And this is part of the debate that we have to have in the United States more frequently. For some reason, too often in Washington, American leadership is defined by whether or not we're sending troops somewhere.
Your thoughts?
Well, I go back to, remember the debate with Mitt Romney when he was asked who is our #1 enemy, and he said Russia, and the president's response was the 80s want their foreign policy back. I mean, this guy is so naive. And by the way, that should be his mission accomplished. I don't know why the press isn't playing that back over and over and over for him like they did for Bush. It's very clear Russia does not have the same priorities we have. I totally agree with Andrea on that. And I think we ought to be looking at some of these Gulf states and strengthening our relationships with them, because ultimately we're going to need Sunni boots on the ground, and the Gulf states and many of these Arab neighbors absolutely understand the threat of ISIS is real for them.
I would love to see what it would look like for Saudi Arabia to take some refugees. I mean, have we seen any of that? And what would the conversation need to be between the United States? I mean, we're so economically tied to them. I don't understand.
We just gave them $89 million.
Right. If we can't convince them at this point, what would that look like?
Out of touch with reality, to touch back on Andrea's point, we were watching this news conference sitting on the Business Network early this morning. And we all sat there and thought, and maybe, Guy, you could chime in on this, this might be the rosiest picture I've ever seen the president, as we continue to make this fight against ISIS, maybe the rosiest, most optimistic picture I've ever seen him paint of our progress in fighting ISIS. I mean, it's unbelievable to me when we continue, this short, by the way, after those attacks in Paris, that he's talking about this type of progress.
Yeah, and I think one of the most underreported stories that we've seen right now in the country, especially as it pertains to ISIS, is this big escalating investigation into whether or not intelligence about ISIS was deliberately manipulated and cooked. There are dozens of current and former U.S. intelligence officials who say that is exactly what happened. They were ordered to make their assessments rosier. And wouldn't you know it, the president is out there on the heels of this devastating attack in a Western capital, by the way, singing rosy songs about the progress that we're making and what American leadership really ought to look like. I think we need to get to the bottom of whether or not intelligence was deliberately changed to further a narrative that benefits this administration politically.
But not only that, Guy, he's backing the wrong horse. The president has defended Turkey. I know they're a member of NATO, but Putin is the only one standing up, pointing out that the Turks are aiding ISIS and helping ISIS transport resources through their country. We are on all sides of this war, this intramural Sunni-Shia war, and we're consistently meddling, making it worse, and backing the wrong horse. This irrational hatred for Putin, it is mind-blowing on both the right and the left.
All right, Andrea. Well, President Obama also talking climate change at this news conference today, but it was his comments yesterday that got lots of attention and continue to. Speaking just a few miles from the site of the November 13th terrorist attacks in the French capital, the president suggesting climate change is a greater threat than terrorism. Listen.
The growing threat of climate change could define the contours of this century more dramatically than any other. And what should give us hope? That this is a turning point. That this is the moment we finally determined we would save our planet. Is the fact that our nations share a sense of urgency about this challenge and a growing realization that it is within our power to do something about it.
Well, that lit up the Republican campaign trail where candidates slammed the president.
Sadly, Hillary Clinton and President Obama are both delusional when they say that our most pressing national security issue is climate change. It is not. It is ISIS. Our most pressing national security challenge is ISIS, followed very closely by Iran and possibly Russia.
For the president to be over there talking about climate change today, quite frankly, is insulting. It's insulting to the position that he holds. It's insulting even more to the responsibilities that are his, for him to be talking about this stuff right now, rather than trying to unite the world against ISIS.
And there's this from Donald Trump on Instagram just minutes ago.
Well, the world is in turmoil and falling apart in so many different ways, especially with ISIS. Our president is worried about global warming. What a ridiculous situation.
All right, Donald Trump, Guy says it's ridiculous. Carly Fiorina says it's delusional. Mike Huckabee tweeted that it's clueless. They're not shying away from sharing their opinion on
and look,
holding this conference.
Here's the thing. Whether or not you agree and what your views might be on climate change, I think it's possible to hold two thoughts in your head at the same time. One of them being, hey, maybe climate change caused by man is a threat over a long period of time, and there's something that maybe we can do about it. And also, an immediate global threat are these hordes of marauding savages murdering people and crucifying and raping children. These can be two separate things that ought to be addressed. What really bothers me more than anything else in this debate is how a lot of people on the left, including the president, including even President Hollande, are trying to fabricate a causal link between the two, as if global warming or climate change is causing jihad. And I understand the story that they tell. Oh, well, if there's more famine, if there's more those types of situations, then that puts stresses on the human condition. Governments can't provide for people, and it pushes people towards extremism. That's the story that they tell, droughts and that kind of thing. But what that doesn't account for is the thousands and thousands of Westerners who live in comfort in the United States, in Britain, in France, in Germany, who have gone and joined ISIS, have traveled to Syria to fight. It is the ideology. It is the theology. It is not the climate. It is ridiculous that we're having that debate.
It also seemed to me, Rachel, that listening to the president this morning, that it was where he was the most passionate. When he was asked about ISIS and when he was asked about climate change, he would quickly answer a question on ISIS and sound very defensive about it. He would then move on to climate change, and his body language would perk up, and he was so passionate and so energetic about that.
You hit the nail on the head, Sandra, because if you are a dyed-in-the-wool community organizer, collectivist, it is the #1 problem. And make no mistake, this whole conference is not about science. It is about big government, giving more power to the UN. It's about decreasing free enterprise. That's what this is about. And that is why it really gins him up and he gets all excited, because this is who he truly is.
All right, we're going to break in with this news now. Coming from the city of Chicago, the mayor, Rahm Emanuel, just now has asked for the resignation of his police chief. As we are watching this, it comes on the heels of many days of protesting and problems with their police department. According to the mayor, he says, and we knew early reports that Gary McCarthy's job might be in jeopardy ahead of this news conference. He is the police superintendent. Protesters had called for his firing days ago. He is now forming a task force on police accountability. He's now, as we watch him, taking questions from the local media. All of this following the release of that video, which showed one of the officers shooting a black teenager 16 times, killing him. There have been charges that have been brought in that case, and that of course, is separate now from the conversation that's being had about what they will do in the city of Chicago. Now, you can look at the total picture and understand just how violent times have been in the city of Chicago. In parts of it, the murder rate is, well, pretty much off the charts. I mean, for lack of a better word to say it. I mean, it's very sad. But now the mayor looking to deal with some of the issues that have been brought about because of the protesters being angry, but hopefully also focusing in on some of those horrible numbers of murders in that city, announcing this task force. We'll mine this for any breaking details or elements out of here and bring them to you right after the commercial break, but just wanted to let you know that we are watching this. Stay with us.
My answer to that goes to the first part. One is we have a